presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Another incredible week. It began with the Players' Championship early this morning. Major League Baseball starting in Tokyo tomorrow. The NCAA tournament gets underway as well on Tuesday. Of course, a full 16 games coming up on Thursday and Friday. That'll include the top-rated Florida Gators. A lot of betting services right now have Florida as the team to beat to win the national title. They're a 28.5-point favorite over Norfolk State. We'll be live on location. I'm going to give you both of those announcements a little bit later on in the program, both Thursday night and Friday night. But that'll be Friday at 6:50 on TNT. And, of course, they claimed their Southeastern Conference championship over the weekend. And now the pressure is on. You know, can they defend or can they go out and win a title? Not defend a title, but go on out now as the gaming favorite. And very interesting this year. Just looking at this bracket, I think we're going to see some upsets. We'll spend a lot of time on that coming up, certainly on Wednesday night as well as Thursday and Friday. All of the in-game action, one of the really special times of the year. Also, the latest on the Jaguars. Got a lot I want to do here over the next couple of hours. A workout today with Tet McMillan. There's some differences here as far as his times. Jordan Schultz reported a 4.48. Ryan Fowler of the Draft Network said it was somewhere in the neighborhood of a 4.48 and a 4.53. Well, that's quite a difference. It really is, but I was very surprised to see this because we were told he was not going to run. He didn't run at the Combine. He was my pick at number 5 before the Combine. And I have not gotten off of my opinion on what I want this football team to do. I've been about offense, 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 and offense, whether it's another wide receiver or whether or not it is another offensive lineman. That is where I would go at 5. Starting to get a lot of play now for Tyler Warren. A lot of people are reaching me and saying, should they draft the tight end at number 5? So very talented out of Penn State. I'm sure the Jaguars had representation today in Arizona. 24 teams were there. If he legit ran a 4.48, and we don't know if those are the official numbers. The Jaguars know, and that is what is most important. He's back on for me. I just can't even imagine what that would be like year after year to have McMillan on one side, Thomas on the other, and hopefully some protection for Trevor Lawrence. So we'll make our way towards that coming up here in just a couple of minutes. All right, Rory Mcllroy, your winner of the Players' Championship, the rain delay yesterday. He made that 4-foot putt, but really surrendered a 3-stroke lead late. Very reminiscent of what he's done in some other tournaments over the last couple of years. It had a little bit of a Dustin Johnson feel to it. It had a little bit of a major collapse like Phil Mickelson towards it, but J.J. Spawn ended up being absolutely a non-factor today. Rory just dominant on the 3-hole playoff, able to birdie the par 5 16th hole, put it on safely on the par 3, and that's where Spawn went away, overshooting the runway, if you will, putting it into the water. So Rory McIlroy, his second Players' Championship. It's also his second victory this year on the PGA Tour after winning at Pebble Beach the final couple days of January and the first couple of days of February. And now we're a month away from the Masters. And the way that Scottie Scheffler played these 4 days, Scheffler's game was pretty tight outside of the fact that he is really struggling when it comes to putting. And that is something that he is going to have to fix. But I got to believe Rory McIlroy now is really going to move up odds-wise as your overall favorite to win the Masters. And that's not a shock. I mean, the guy's ranked number 2 in the world, right? He's got the complete game. And if Rory McIlroy is putting, especially the way he did on Thursday and Friday, he's going to be tough to beat. This guy missed fairway after fairway after fairway. He only hit 4 of them on Thursday. I want to say he hit, was it 20 of the, 14 and 14 would be 28. I want to say he hit like 8, maybe 17 or 18 of the 28 over the weekend. I'll look that up and give you the exact number, but his recovery was sensational. He was in pine needles. He was behind trees. He was forced to, change his feet and being able to curve the ball, both going left to right and the exact opposite, right to left. I mean, he just settled in and did some really good things. His approach was absolutely phenomenal. And again, the putting got away from him a little bit on Sunday, but still, he is playing some outstanding golf. We know that the Masters is the only thing that is missing for Rory McIlroy. He's 35. He'll be 36 in early May. This is a guy who has not won a major now going on 11 years, which is tough to believe, right? He won the PGA Championship. That is the only tournament that he has won twice as far as the 4 majors. He did so in 2012, 2014. Of course, this first ever major was United States Open in 2011, and he's won a British Open. He did that in 2014. The 2022 second-place finish is the best that Rory has ever had, and you can go back to 2011 when he had a big lead, right? He posted an 80 during the final round of the Masters. So I can't even imagine what the pressure is going to be like on Rory. And I think we're in a situation now where he's the one guy that everyone has an opinion on. And there's really not any in-between when it comes to Rory McIlroy. You're either all in or you're all out. I happen to be the latter here. I'm just not a fan of Rory McIlroy. I think the entitlement has rubbed me the wrong way. And I know so many of these golfers are entitled. They all come from the silver spoon. It's not like they've worked hard like the football players that we talk about, or the basketball or hockey or the baseball players that we talk about. Certainly baseball more than any. I mean, so many of them come from third world countries and are struggling just to make ends meet, and then they hit the jackpot and have tremendous success with the game. These golfers have never worked a day in their life outside of Danny Walker, Jacksonville's own, who spent, a couple of weeks inside the town center, I guess a year ago, and really happy for him. He collects really a life-changing paycheck, $843,000 for Danny Walker. That was one of the better stories I did think. And, Bud Cauley as well, another Jacksonville native who watched it slip on Sunday, but he as well, $843,000. And Bud Cauley fans are all going to remember just how hard he has worked after battling back from that brutal injury, right? I mean, it nearly took away his career. So a big fan of a recovery, big fan of any athlete who is able to certainly turn things around. But, the McIlroy deal, and it's just my opinion, it doesn't really matter. All right? Some of you out there agree with me. A lot of you out there totally disagree with me. Rory is a guy who acts like a baby if things don't go his way. And he totally showed his ass Tuesday by taking the phone away from the kid who played for Texas and was here and won a tournament, the Haight Invitational across the street. And I get it. It's a gentleman's sport. You're supposed to show a lot of etiquette, but this kid wasn't dropping four-letter bombs. He just looked at him after Rory shanked one on Tuesday during a practice round and reteed He said, just like the 2011 Masters. Rory McIlroy walks up to this kid and literally takes the phone right out of his hand. That is bush. That is awful. That is a complete lack of professionalism. And I'm surprised that not more people have ripped this guy for it. Can you imagine if Brooks Koepka had done this, or Bryson DeChambeau before he went from heel to face? It's just a really bad look for Rory McIlroy, especially during a practice round. So, I've always respected Rory as far as his game. Again, I'm not a fan of him as far as the individual, as far as who he is and what he's all about. He really turned his back on the entire PGA Tour. He had an opportunity to call out the commissioner, Jay Monahan. He had an opportunity to really step forward to be the face and the name of the PGA Tour, and he didn't. He turtled. He did. He absolutely turtled. And I know most of you are going to disagree. You're not allowed to cough. You're not allowed to sneeze. You're not allowed to say a word when these men are in their backswing on the PGA Tour. But this is absolutely beyond bush by Rory McIlroy to go literally take the phone right from the kid. So just my opinion on it. Lost a lot of respect for Rory McIlroy. I'm sure he could care less what Ballou thinks about him, but I'm also never going to not give you my opinion. I openly root for this man to lose. I don't care who wins the Masters. I'll just be rooting for Rory not to win it. Is it evil? No. It's actually kind of fun. And there were times yesterday I was watching this where I was like, damn, man, you're going to ruin my Sunday. And then, of course, we went into a playoff. I got over it after seeing Don Felder last night and Foreigner at the St. Aug Amp. What a night. Saw a lot of 92.5 FM listeners out there in St. Augustine. After the rains came, it was absolutely perfect, and always love an opportunity to see a band out there. Felder, of course, played nothing but Eagles. He had that nasty breakup. He wrote Hotel California, but he played some old Eagles music, which was really good. And, Foreigner, only with one remaining member of the original band, still sounded about as good as you could possibly ask for. So a great Sunday night, in my opinion. All right. You want to get in on Rory, 641-1010. Text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also, you can get us on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL into the night. You can get me on Twitter anytime, Ballou 1010XL. You may try to change my opinion. I'll tell you what, it's not going to work. You may also try to change my opinion on what the Jaguars are going to do at number 5. I want to hop back on the bus when it comes to Ted McMillan. I do. I just want legitimate proof. These are not official times. This was not Arizona's pro day. It was a private workout that was put together by McMillan and his camp. Again, Jordan Schultz says a 4.48. Ryan Fowler of the Draft Network says somewhere between a 4.48 and a 4.53. Mike Evans ran a 4.53. All right? McMillan at 6'4", 219. Just allow yourself a couple of minutes to imagine what that would be like offensively for this football team. This is where I want to go. Hopefully we'll get an official time. Something will leak from one organization. Everyone has a different stopwatch, right? I envision 24 different stopwatches. Again, from what I understand, it wasn't done where an official time was given like what we see at the Combine, like what we see in certain teams' pro days. So we don't know that. But if it is, in fact, this speed, wow, that opens up a fresh new can of worms for what this football team is going to do. And, I wanted to – this is the first thing I thought of this morning when I was watching the players and, began my early preparation. I felt like last week neglected the Jaguars a little bit, right? We hammered it on Monday when free agency got underway. By Wednesday, the official start of the league year, we kind of went over it again, but the players dominated, as it should. The Players' Championship is a phenomenal event. Jaguars football got put on the back burner to some extent. There's a few things I want to dive back to that we didn't get an opportunity to take a look at fully a week ago, including what is the Jaguars right now, right here at this moment, biggest need? They brought in 9 players, 3 offensive linemen. Does that change your way of thinking about this Jaguars OL? They brought in a backup quarterback. They brought in a wide receiver who has been pedestrian in 4 years, but had a sensational 3-game playoff, right? It's a 1-year show-me deal. You brought in a couple of tight ends. Defensively, you didn't do nearly as much outside of a corner who plays slot, which I found and still do find rather remarkable. And then, of course, an aging safety. Both of these players will be 30 and 31 respectively once the NFL season does begin. It's not like you brought in youth movement in your contain, and it was a terrible contain a year ago. Jacksonville allowed the NFL to pass against them more than any team in pro football. They were 32nd. They were dead last against the pass. And that's kind of rare when you're losing every week. If you're losing every week, what happens? Teams get leads. Teams run the ball. You would think that the run numbers would be up, but that wasn't the case. Even though it was a 4-13 football team, this defense had absolutely nothing when it came to the pass rush win rate, 32nd in pro football, according to ESPN. And they were dead last in passing yards allowed. So that's not a good combination, all right? And, again, not youth, guys who are getting up there. Doesn't mean they don't have a year or two in them when you look at what they did at both safety and corner. But what is the Jaguars' biggest need right here today? With those 9 new additions, did it fill a positional group for you? Do you feel like right now, okay, they're set at this position, they're set at this position? I don't think they're set at any position. I outside, honestly, of quarterback, okay? I mean, anything they do at 5 would not be a major surprise to me unless they went running back, okay? And I don't think they're going to go running back. I just don't believe so. But, we'll find out as we get closer. Heck, we're only, 38 days away now from the NFL draft. But I do want to get things rolling with that here tonight, okay? What is the Jaguars' biggest need, in your opinion, after the free agency period, that first wave, which obviously came and went officially last Wednesday at 4 o'clock. All right, opening comments tonight and every night brought to you by the good friends over at Shmunez Vision. Hopefully you're able to see the golf over the last 5 days and even longer if you were out there for practice rounds. If you're squinting and you're having, struggles when it comes to seeing, it's common. It's common for us all, the older that we do get. But I've got you set up. It's Shmunez Vision. Make an appointment today, okay? Just go online, Shmunez Vision, and for starters, get your eyes checked. From there, the opportunity is endless. You could be a candidate for laser eye surgery. Imagine the rest of your life having 20/20 vision. Imagine never having to look for your readers once again. Imagine falling asleep with your contacts in. You got to get up and you got to take a toothbrush to get them out because they're molded onto your eyeballs, right? It's awful, and it's happened to us all. Not at Shmunez Vision. They are able to solve these problems for you as you do move forward. So your best bet, just check them out online. Go to Shmunez Vision. You can also go to Instagram and get all of the testimonials as well at Shmunez Vision. All right, really fired up about this week. I mean, this is incredible. The players today, more on the Jaguars with free agency, and we get closer to the draft. Major League Baseball begins this week. The NCAA college basketball tournament begins this week. It's another sensational one, and we're here for you right here on the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Yeah.
Is everything okay? We heard an awful ruckus.
No, everything's fine here. Yeah, it's great.
So you're fine?
Mornings
Yeah, couldn't be better.
on 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
It's a new year with new goals, but let's face it, not all resolutions are easy to keep. Maybe you promised yourself you'd eat healthier, but pizza still seems like a better idea. Or you said you'd read more, but your favorite show just launched a new season. At Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet, we can help you keep your New Year's resolution. We offer the biggest selection, best prices, and the easiest car buying experience. Let's make a resolution to visit Beaver Toyota or Beaver Chevrolet, where we'll wow you with a new ride for the new year.
Slacker plumbing.
Yeah, hey, listen, I need a plumber over here right now.
Yeah, well, we don't have any openings for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yep.
I was just changing the shower head and the water line broke and it's flying everywhere.
All right, 1 week.
What if I throw you an extra $100 to come now?
What's the address?
It's 205.
Oh, I guess he changed his mind.
If you've got a leak that can't wait a week, call Roland Reese Plumbing and fix your plumbing problems fast. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Hey, gang, Prosser here. Are you ready to sell your home? I got an easy game plan. Call Chad and Sandy, the only agents I would call to sell my home. The economy is showing positive signs. It might be time to sell, and your home will get you the price you want with Chad and Sandy. It's easy to find out. Get friendly expert help from the Jacksonville agents who eat, drink, and sleep local real estate. Call agents Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. Guess what? You don't need to. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. But it comes down to the Chad and Sandy guarantee. Your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. All problems have disappeared. Pete in Lakeshore says, I was in a pickle. I needed to cash out on a rental property fast. I was struggling to rent. I heard Chad and Sandy on the radio, called. I had an offer for full asking price within days. Join the local success stories by calling Chad and Sandy at 904-414-6200 or going to chadandsandy.com.
Come visit the best sports restaurant in town. That's Big Dogs in Orange Park, known for great burgers, huge wings, pizza, salads, and special nightly events like trivia and karaoke. You'll all love it at Big Dogs Restaurant in Orange Park.
It's March Madness, and your office needs a champion. Advanced Business Solutions teams up with Xerox to bring you copiers that never miss a shot. Fast, reliable, and ready to handle the pressure. Make the winning play for your business. Hire the champions at Advanced Business Solutions, where your business goes for the win. Locally and veteran-owned.
Print documents and IT management. Advanced Business Solutions.
Share a cup of coffee and range balls with Dan, Jeff, and PGA pros. Tour news, tips, and inside info.
Sounds like a lot of club for this young man.
Brunch with the Tour.
Brought to you by Clearwater Irrigation, 8:30 Tuesday morning on 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Jeff Breyer, president of Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
And I'm Zach Breyer. When my dad started in business in 1990, I wasn't even born yet.
That's true. And after 35 years and nearly 20,000 satisfied customers, we literally have a showroom in every neighborhood.
So whether you need more outdoor living space with a glass or screen enclosure, or you're looking to transform your home with new flooring, we've got you covered.
Visit our websites, or better yet, do yourself a favor and stop by one of our showrooms on Phillips Highway to experience the Lifetime difference and receive 20% off your purchase now through March.
Lifetime Enclosures.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents. Look no further, though, than I-9 Sports, covering Duval, St. John's, and Clay to get your youngster in the game. Spring and summer registration open right now for flag football, soccer, t-ball, and basketball, plus all new girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows. I-9 Sports with fields and gyms all over 3 counties. And the best thing is I-9 Sports offers sports year-round so kids can always find a sport to play. I9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
Your tax
tax refund is here. Why not invest in your home? Superior Fence and Rail helps you build value with beautiful, durable fences that boost your home security, privacy, and curb appeal. With expert installation and financing options, turning your yard into an outdoor oasis is easier than ever. Reinvest in your home today with Superior Fence and Rail.
When you're on the fence, about the fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
The Edwin Watts Golf Hour will meet you at the green.
Blue skies, fresh cut grass, birds chirping.
The Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
Grip it and rip it.
Get tips, tour notes, and the latest gear Saturday mornings at 10 on 1010XL. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, fun show last night after the Players' Championship. Of course, that continued today. Rory Mcllroy, ladies and gentlemen. What's there not to love? But last night, Foreigner was great. No Lou Graham, lead singer, but Mick Jones still there. Still, it was a blast. And saw a lot of 92.5 FM listeners out there, which is always a treat. And became good friends with one of their bartenders over there, Mark. We're on a first-name basis. And several beers. I mean, they only cost, what, like $20 a pop? So you got to go double-fisted. But, hey, and sat in the pit. Spent a couple $100. Sat in the pit. You ever been to the St. Augustine amp?
I have not. I've heard only good things about it, though.
Right. And I've been in a pit a few times before. I think Creedence Clearwater Revival, Journey, Mark Knopfler. But recently, and there's not a bad seat there. But I just felt like I wanted to be up close and in personal and third row. Yeah, very pricey, but it's worth it. You know, if you get entertainment, if it gets your mind off of reality, right? If it gets you away from problems, you really can't put a price on that, as far as I'm concerned. That was sensational. Tell you what I might do this weekend. They just came into town, the Get the Let Out at the Florida Theater, which was so good. I might go Sunday to see them in Daytona Beach. They're so good. I'm mulling that over.
That's
right
this
now.
weekend, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. All those spring breakers are leaving Daytona. I've heard a lot of crazy things going on in Daytona right now.
Is that a spring break destination once again?
According to my TikTok, it has been.
Okay.
The whole beach is just littered with people.
I'm old enough to remember when it was still Fort Lauderdale. And then it became Daytona. And then, of course, it became Panama City.
Yeah,
but
that was about 10 years ago.
Okay.
At least for me. I never went. I always worked. I didn't go on trips during spring break. Even when I was in college. I had to make me some money.
You got a big trip coming up this week.
Yeah, I'm going to Vegas on Thursday through the weekend. I have no idea what we're doing. I think we're going to Circa for one night, with all the pools and all those TVs where you can watch all the games. Other than that, I have no idea what we're doing, and I am perfectly fine with that.
Here's my advice to you. As soon as you walk into the casino, take every dime that you have and put it on either black or red on roulette. If you win, you double your money. If you lose, you just mooch off your buddies.
Yeah, I'm not I have a feeling I'm going to go with a small budget, and if I lose that budget, I'm going to just say, all right, forget it, and I'll be done. Either that or blackjack, one or the other.
Yeah, I went a year ago in March to see you two at the Sphere, and I don't even gamble at all. I mean, I gave my GF like $20 or $50 and had to play some slot machines just to say that we did something. I have zero interest in gambling. I've been offered like 20 opportunities to get in and, do the bracket and, some of these pay out. Well, I don't know what it is. I know sooner or later I'm going to fall off, and I'm going to fall off real hard. And it's probably going to be during that point of my life when I'm alone and I'm angry and there's really nothing else to do except gamble. But right now I just have no itch at all. And there's nothing worse than forcing yourself to bet if you really do not want to do it. That's my way of looking at it.
Yeah, a lot of people my age, they gamble just for the fact of they don't care about a game, and they'll do it just to get the juices flowing, which is not healthy.
I wish I had that mindset.
Yeah.
I wish I did. And I'm not proud of this, but years ago when I did bet, and I was actually pretty good at it, I'd have my daughters tugging at my leg, and instead I was upset because I had $150 on a Browns-Chiefs game, and I thought it was a first down, and the Browns are moving the ball, and all of a sudden you look up and you see an official tell you that there's a holding, and it could totally affect my personality, could totally affect my attitude, and that's why I got out of it. I certainly gambling did not make me a better dad, made me a worse dad. And if you have that problem, I'm telling you right now, get out of it. If you're going to gamble, do it on your own. Don't do it around your family or the youngsters. It had a major effect on me, and I'm not afraid to admit it. It was a mistake. I just don't do it anymore. Miller Electric Company, they bring you the program right here on a Monday night. If you're an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, how about Miller Electric? They take on the biggest projects in the city. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter where you are or where you're going, Jacksonville is under construction. People are moving here day by day by day by day. They want to live in Jacksonville, right? The city needs to be rebuilt, and there's no doubt about it. Miller Electric's all over the place. This is an incredible trade. It is one that is going to be around forever. 96 years they've been a part of things, and they are recognized all the time as being one of the top companies in Jacksonville. They're hiring, and they believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about one another. Just check them out online. Go to Miller Careers, okay? That's Miller Careers online, and get everything from the good folks over there at Miller Electric. Okay. Getting a lot of Rory stuff in. Most agree with me, which I like. Some do not. Here's one on Twitter from Mitt. Says, Botus, heard your comments on radio about Rory. I assume you know the kid took total ownership, said he was in the wrong, and apologized, and Marshall kicked him out. Pretty sure Rory gave him the phone to the marshal to give to the kid. Of course he apologized. I read it. He apologized to everyone. He apologized to Rory. He apologized to the PGA Tour. He apologized to the Players' Championship. What he did, in my opinion, was not that bad. You can't take the littlest bit of ribbing. He wasn't dropping 4-letter bombs. He just said, like the 2011 Masters. And this is a story that has really gone, in my opinion, a story that has not been reported. It's amazing how in life certain things get buried. We've always known that that is the case politically speaking. But in sports, it should be pretty simple. Report what is going on, good or bad or indifferent. This story, a lot of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about because it hasn't been a conversation point. It was a terrible look by Rory Mcllroy. 9886 says, Ballou, shocking that the phone incident hasn't been covered. People also forget that Rory nearly missed the Tea Time 2012 Ryder Cup at Medina because he was out partying. All right, well, these guys go out and party. They had a 4-hour rain delay yesterday. They probably showered up, went back, had their personal chef cook them something, got stretched out by their masseur, got on and looked at the video with their swing coach. If this was back in the era of Lee Trevino and Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer, they would have played cards and tipped back brown liquor until they were told that it was time to go back out and play golf. So everything has changed. Partying still happens. Some are more documented than others, and others get buried. Just go back to Dustin Johnson at the Masters. True golf fans know what happened. All right? Others will say, oh, yeah, he just slipped. He fell down the stairs. Whatever. In sports, I don't need the media protecting. Okay? And it's one thing to go down that road, but it's another just to flat out not report it. Are they worried that they won't get a one-on-one with Rory? How about when he was asked about it? He says, no, I'm not going to talk about it. And, there wasn't any double down. There wasn't, a little bit later on in the press conference, someone else tried to sneak it in at least somewhat. But that's just, that's just my way.
Did you see what Morikawa said?
Mark who?
Colin Morikawa.
No.
He said he don't owe anybody anything to anyone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like, that's another example of guys being entitled. It's like, dude, you can't say these things. Like, somebody like Rory could say something like that, and the tour would be hurt. Like, if Morikawa left tomorrow, nobody would even blink an eye.
That was Bush League by him as well. To lose a tournament, Russell Henley just came in and took it away from him at Bay Hill, and he blew off the media after the fact. I mean, the media is going to write their story, and there was actually a lot more covered with that than the Rory McIlroy situation Tuesday, during a practice round. But you in situations like this, you allow the player to control the media. And that's just awful as far as I am concerned. Yeah, it was a terrible look for Colin Morikawa. And then he doubled down, called out Brandel Chambly and called out some other golfers. I mean, they're just so sensitive. I remember for years people were like, oh, Johnny Miller is so hard. I mean, why is golf different? Every sport that we talk about, there is criticism. Criticism. It's amazing, right? What is it about golf that, watch what you say. I don't want to step on any toes. And I get that it is the consummate, professionalism and sportsmanship, and there's something about, do we ever hear the word etiquette used in really anything else that is sports related? No. Can you imagine using the word etiquette in football? Can you imagine using the word etiquette in basketball or hockey or baseball? No, it's etiquette. Oh, your baby sneezed. Escort him out of here. I just wish they'd toughen up a little bit. You got a couple 100,000 people out there. The place was totally sold out. Of course there's going to be activity. Of course there's going to be noise. I remember it back in the era where you weren't allowed to have cellular telephones on the golf course. Now, I'm not saying you stand up and yell when someone is in your backswing. I don't want you to misconstrue what I'm trying to say. But, wow. I mean, it's really a disappointing look. And, it doesn't matter if the players is going to survive regardless. Look at the numbers. I mean, look at everything that transpired last week and just how great it was. I'm a little disappointed in how corporate the players has become. There used to be something very cool, very rewarding about walking the course, about just finding a niche here, a hole there, where you could stand, upon a hill and see the activity down below you. Now it's almost as if, if you're not in a chalet, you're not really with it. And, it's almost got the Super Bowl effect. Half the people who go to the Super Bowl are NFL fans, but they're not consummate NFL fans. Instead, they're with big Fortune 500 companies, and it's so corporate, and just to get a ticket to get in is something. That's the way the players is becoming. It's like half the people there don't even know who's playing. It's a party, and I'm never against a party. A party's great. Everyone's smiling. Everyone's having a fun time. But I'll be the first to admit, I miss it the way it was years ago. I thought it was better for the golf fan. Instead, it's all about getting in a chalet, you know. Oh, I got to be with the important people. Just my 2 cents. You want to address that? You can. When we do come back, more on this, and let's get to the Jaguars. What is their biggest need now after 9 free agents who signed last week? We didn't have an opportunity to get into that because of the Players' Championship, but we're going to on the other side.
Feel the downforce of 100 horses.
Everybody in the crowd on their feet.
This Sunday at Miami.
Wow!
NASCAR is revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 and 1010XL. Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL, brought to you by San Jose Collision.
The Florida Gators men's basketball team continued their dominant season, walking their way to the SEC championship title. On Friday night, they beat Missouri 95-81, then Alabama 104-82 on Saturday, before finally taking down Tennessee on Sunday 86-77 for the SEC championship. They'll play Norfolk State Friday at 6:50 in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Tired of seeing the signs of aging? Spring is here, a time to renew. I'm Dr. Mark Capel, a board-certified dermatologist, here to help you look and feel your best with minimal to no downtime. Rejuvenate your skin, strengthen your core, and sculpt your body with advanced face and body treatments designed to restore your youthful glow and confidence. Just in time for spring and summer. A healthier, more fit you starts now. Visit dermagnify.com and step into spring looking and feeling your best.
You know, Mr. Chubby's Wings is giving away free beer again this year for the Madness Tournament.
Do they really give you a free pint of Miller Lite for each game you pick right?
Yes, all you got to do is fill out your bracket now at 1010XL.com. The overall winner gets tickets to Welcome to Rockville on Saturday. But for free beer, just download your bracket, print it out, and bring it into any Mr. Chubby's Wings location during the games. Every game you pick right, you get a free beer.
Go to 1010XL.com now. It's the Free Beer Chubby Madness Bracket Challenge. See Mr. Chubby's Wings Facebook for full contest details.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town, setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 17, 2019, at the Players' Championship, Rory Mcllroy wins the championship, defeating Jim Furyk by 1 stroke, making 2 late birdies to close out with a 2 under 70.
Are you ready ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
You are in for a treat on Saturday, March 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m. at Tobacco Cove, where the smoke is rich and the deals are hotter than a lit cigar. It's time for the La Aroma de Cuba cigar event. With great cigars, mouth-watering food, and awesome prizes. What more could you want? Tobacco Cove, 3849 Bay Meadows Road. More than a cigar store, it's an experience.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint.
Let's trade lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Hey, whiskey, you're the devil.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Yes, waiter, stronger days than
You're spunkier than tea. Oh, whiskey, you're my darling, drunk or sober.
Oh, no, brave boys, we're on for marching up to Portugal.
Happy St. Patrick's Day from the Clancy brothers.
Home will come tonight. Love fair.
And Rick Ballou, who's half Irish, but I lie about the other half. My grandmother in heaven, Flora Brady, original name, looking down. My mom, who I lost a couple years ago, Donna Ballou, originally Donna Cutter, Irish as well. So it's a great day. It is. I caught a little glimpse earlier this morning of the St. Patrick's Day parade in my hometown of Boston. And it looked awful. It looked cold. It looked, just bitterly cold. But it's a big event, and I'm happy to announce that they went through Southie and there was not an incident. Seems like nowadays there's always problems, and I hate it. Hopefully you have a great St. Patrick's Day. It used to be one of the great days of the year for me, but a Monday night now at my age, nah. I'm fine. You got anything planned tonight? Anything St. Patrick's Day?
No, sir.
Any Irish at all?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Just go home and chill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, unfortunately, all I do is brag about Duval. Boy, is it really lacking Irish bars. I'm talking about not plastic bars. I'm talking about classic, old-school Irish bars where your feet stick to the floor, where things have been up for years and 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 years. That's the one thing Boston does have. That's the one thing Chicago does have. Two places I lived. It's really the only thing that I can think of and say that that's better there than here. Food's sensational in those places. Seafood, Italian, beef. When's the last time you had a real Chicago-style hot dog? Mm-hmm. But I'll take this place any day, no doubt about it. We have a great event coming up 2 Mondays from now. And I really hope you can be a part of it because it's for an incredible cause. It's called the Lone Warrior Foundation 2025 Champions of Hope Charity Golf Challenge. It'll be March 31st at Marsh Landing. We're going to support single-parent families in their fight against cancer. Wait to see the prizes that you can win. All right? Incredible when you go to the webpage. But more importantly, we're going to bring meaningful hope and support to the lives of those families affected. Really want you to sign up for this. All right? It's called Lone Warrior Foundation. That's LoneWarriorFoundation.com. Marsh Landing, March 31st. So it's 2 Mondays from today. And I know that Marcus Stroud, Aaron Beasley are playing. I know after during the putting contest and things along those lines. If you want photos with two of the Jaguars greats, maybe some of you've never had an opportunity to meet or talk with either one of those two, autographs, whatever it may be. They're going to be there for it. So this is going to be a great event, and it's for an outstanding cause. If you can sign up for a foursome or you want to sponsor a whole, just go to LoneWarriorFoundation.com. LoneWarriorFoundation.com. Dylan Denmark, what is the Jaguars' biggest need after the 9 players they brought in via free agency?
I still say safety is one for me. Even after the free agency signings they did last week, I still don't feel like they covered up any big holes. I mean, they got the slot corner. And then I'll assume that Jarian goes to outside, like most people are saying. But other than that, I mean, it's not like you have a solidified position starter. De'Ami Brown will be receiver. Okay. That's for a year. But I still feel the same as we had that list whenever it was a week or so ago. Safety. Still need a corner. They'll address that in the draft. Probably, third round, roughly. And you still need a lineman, I think, an offensive lineman.
There's no question you do, in my opinion. And, I think it's safe to say, as we're trying to figure out what James Gladstone's going to be all about, that the line of scrimmage is going to be addressed several times over with these 10 draft picks. I would expect 2 offensive linemen. I would expect 2 or 3 defensive linemen. I'm talking about both the interior and as well with the edge. I think, and his comments last week about signing a veteran player and him coming out and saying they may just get in the way. I think that is a very comforting feeling for Jaguars fans, that this isn't about the quick fix. This isn't about overpaying and plugging guys in immediately. And I say that with the knowledge that they may have brought in 4, possibly 5 starters with the players that were announced last week. But, let's be honest. Only 2 of the 9 were in the top 100 of, I think it was CBS Sports that I did reference. Only 2. Okay, and that was Lewis, and it was, Mahare. Yeah. Makare, Patrick Makare, who's played all 5 offensive line positions. I like the fact that they didn't go down that road. I also like the fact that they have a ton of money left in free agency to spend, a ton of money left underneath the salary cap if they really wanted to go in that direction. This organization is going to build through the draft. And that is going to be fascinating to watch, because you just look at some of the deals that went down today. Look at Derek Stingley in Houston. Look at both wide receivers in Cincinnati. This becomes almost a pleasant problem if you draft so well and these players can outprice the market, where it becomes a conversation and it becomes one that is can go either way about whether or not you should re-sign that player. And great organizations that draft so well, and 2 that I'll mention over the last 20-some-odd years. Look at Pittsburgh, going back to the days of Leon Searcy. Look at New England. Look at how many players that they drafted that they just couldn't afford to sign them all because they drafted so well. I know the latter part of Belichick's career with the Patriots, it got upside down for him as far as the draft. But go back and look at all of the other years and players that they ended up trading and let go because they just couldn't afford to sign them. That's not the case around here. You know, they did a nice job a year ago with Trevor and Campbell and Hines Allen and Walker Little, right? And the next big decision is Trayvon Walker. But imagine drafting year after year after year and not allow, Andre Sisco's so good, you got to sign him, right? Kaylavon Chaisson so good, you got to sign him. C.J. Henderson so good, you got to sign him. Taven Bryan so good, you got to re-sign. You understand what I'm saying? That hadn't happened around here. I think the new approach, they get it. It's going to be fascinating to see which way they go draft-wise. All right, let's stay with the Jaguars in our second hour. Here's how you can join the program. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Hello to everyone watching on YouTube. Always a pleasure. Go to 1010XL into the night, and you can get me on Twitter. That is Ballou1010XL.
He's big. What kind of monster are you? And he's big on the Jags.
3 times bigger than this.
Mike Dempsey.
What do you think? Well, what do you know?
10 to noon weekdays.
A lot smarter than I look.
On 1010XL.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Are you thinking about a pool for your home? Blue Haven Pools is Jacksonville's largest pool builder. They've built pools for over 20,000 satisfied families since 2000. It's never been easier to design the perfect pool for your home, family, and budget. Call Blue Haven Pools today at 904-620-0090 to get a free in-home estimate for your in-ground pool, or visit bluehaven.com. Don't let another summer pass by without a pool. Join thousands of happy Jacksonville pool owners in a Blue Haven pool.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
What does your dream backyard look like? Hey, it's Joe C. and my friends at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can design an outdoor kitchen layout custom built to your taste and lifestyle. You dream it, they can build it. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Visit CSSOutdoor.com.
Poker players, the Run Good Poker Series is taking over Best Bet Jacksonville from April 24th to May 4th. Brace yourself for 10 action-packed poker events, including the $1,200 main event with an incredible $300,000 guaranteed prize pool. Event number 1 kicks things off with a $400 no-limit hold'em tournament featuring a $200,000 guarantee. Want your shot? Win your way in through satellites. Your seat is waiting for you in the Run Good Poker Series at Best Bet Jacksonville. Visit bestbetjacks.com for tournament structures and details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
ET here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find Scratch Kitchen that always comes in the clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktail shots, and more. Come on, somebody.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
Hey, this is Darren with One Call Lawn and Pest Control. Since 2011, we've taken great pride in being Northeast Florida's premier lawn, termite, and pest control company. Our technicians receive thorough training year-round, focusing on exceptional customer service with meticulous attention to detail. One Call serves the greater Jacksonville area, including St. Augustine, Orange Park, and Fernandina. We're eager for the opportunity to earn your business and welcome you to the One Call family. Call or text us for a free quote. 413-8377.
Buying a diamond, wedding band, or piece of fashion jewelry in Jacksonville? You have two choices. You can go to locally owned Beard's Diamonds, or you can go to one of those mega national chain jewelry stores. The national chains are pretty much all the same. In fact, did you know that some of them are owned by the same conglomerate? Yes, the same Wall Street company owns all the big names. So if you're looking for extreme value with genuine personal attention, come experience the Beard's Diamond difference. At Beard's, our diamonds come straight from the source. We hand select each one for maximum brilliance. We don't have to apply corporate markups and tack on salespeople commissions, so we beat the chains on price every single day. Beards has the strongest warranties, not gotcha clauses in fine print. Beards has all the top designers, including Tocory and Viraggio. Beards doesn't have out-of-state regional managers calling about sales quotas. We are all local, family-owned with total freedom to do what's right for our customers. Beards Diamonds, all the selection, quality, value, and service you want from local people, accountable only to you. Beards in the St. John's Town Center.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, hour number 2. It's good to have you with us. He's still in Denmark. My name's Rick Ballou. Players' Championship is complete. Rory McIlroy. He is your winner. He's done it for the second time now, a month away from the Masters. That'll give him the opportunity to complete the Grand Slam. Of course, he's won a PGA Championship twice, a United States Open, a British Open. His best Masters finish was in 2022. That was second place. He also pockets $4.5 million. JJ Spawn got paid $2,725,000. Tom Hoagie really thought yesterday he had 64 shots with the putt on 18. Just missed it. Thought he had an opportunity to post to 65 and get to 11 under. That would have put a little bit more pressure on both McIlroy and Spawn, but he missed it. Settled for a 66. Got paid today. How about Danny Walker from Jacksonville, or lives in Jacksonville? A year ago, he was a spectator. A year ago, he was working at the town center. He was not supposed to play in the Players' Championship. It wasn't until who asked out again because they were sick? Jason Day. Jason Day was ill. So Danny Walker becomes the first alternate. He shoots a 73 on Thursday. A 70 to make the cut on Friday, is tied for the lowest round on Saturday. One of 3 golfers who posted a 66 and then closed out yesterday with a 70. But he brings home $843,000. I mean, this is life-changing for this kid. What a great story. Danny Walker. Bud Cauley, same deal, $843,000. Let it get away a little bit yesterday. Obviously posted that number after his 66 on Saturday. But a 74, still 9 under, tied for 6th, and brought in some big-time cash, $843,000. So it's good to see that. I was happy for Jake Knapp, too. He's really getting paid now, $556,000. What, rookie of the year, or was a rookie a year ago. Had the 59 over at Cognizant a few weeks back. So, golf, as we know it, changing right before our eyes, and it'll go away now for a little bit. You have Valspar coming up this weekend at Palm Harbor, which is always a fun event during the Florida Swing. But let's be honest, it's now all about getting yourself in preparation for the first major of the year, and that'll be the Masters. I made some comments a little bit earlier about Rory, how I'm just not a big fan. Wolf Gator on YouTube on 1010XL Into the Night says, Florida Gators winning a natty in basketball this year would make Rick mad as well. He will be rooting against Florida in the tournament. Well, Wolf Gator, you're spot on. Yeah, you are. But there's such a difference for me between football and basketball, between football and baseball. I will tell you this. I'm not going to waste valuable energy rooting for Florida to lose. I just don't have it in me anymore. Yeah, I may have with the 04s. I may have 20-some-odd years ago when they won a couple of championships with Billy Donovan. I don't know if it's just me getting softer with older age, or maybe I just pick my spots now. There are certain things. Rooting against is fun. It's not evil. It's not. It is. And I hate to say it this way, but I kind of find that the older that I do get, it's as fun for me to root for someone not to win as it is to actually root for a team to win. That's probably because the teams that I like suck. That's the best way I can describe it. My alma mater won 2 football games this year. Mike Norvell announced today that he's closing off media access during spring football, which does begin on Wednesday. Okay, and he was very thorough during his explanation. He said that in no way did the media have any influence whatsoever in what they did last year with their, 2-10 record. Okay. Well, then why are you kicking them out? It's hard to do their job. It really is. It must really be awful to be on campus as a beat reporter nowadays. God bless Bobby Bowden. God bless Pat Kennedy. God bless Mike Martin. They gave me full freaking access to their programs. Dave Van Howinger, the late Dave Van Howinger, used to allow me to work out in their workout room. I mean, I can't even look back on that and say, oh, my God, how much I appreciated that. Danny Canal, for 2 years, did a weekly show with me. Came in, well, you name him. Andre Cooper from Jacksonville was the first one that I ever had a weekly show with. You can barely get these guys on the phone anymore. He let them walk into the radio station and do it with me week after week after week after week after week. You name them. All the coaches, all the players. You can't even watch them practice anymore. Bobby Bowden said, I don't believe ever doing that will ever have any effect on whether or not we win or lose a game. So anyway, my college football team sucks. The Jaguars, total disarray. All right? I spent all my time talking about them. Hopefully, this thing is beginning to turn around. We'll see. The Red Sox, they became a small market team, right? The Bruins, they just traded away Brad Marchand. Bruins are terrible. I grew up as a Patriots fan. They're awful. The only thing I have is the Boston Celtics. So maybe that's part of it, is that I don't spend a lot of time rooting because the teams are bad, that it is kind of cool to be the bad guy and root for someone to lose. But that's always been the way I've been wired. I always like the bad guys in wrestling. I like the bad guys in a lot of these series that I watch and a lot of these television programs. that I watch and the books that I read, I have been known to favor the villain, been known to favor the bad guy. Can't really explain it. Here's what someone ripped me earlier today. Let me find it for you because I thought it was fascinating. What the heck happened to it? This is from Bunny. Okay, Bunny to the front stage, please, Bunny. Who got to me earlier today when I tweeted out Foreigner last night. And Bunny says, I'm assuming Bunny's a she. I don't know. Okay. I really don't get how people are content with hearing the same old song thousands of times. You do realize that there are tons of new bands and artists that are freaking amazing. First of all, I do not realize that because most of the music I do hear today, is garbage, okay? It is the only part of my life that I have not changed, and I don't want to change. Again, everything that is streaming on Netflix, Prime, Hulu, whatever it is, I watch all the latest shows. I read all the latest books. I try to stay up with everything that's happening, whether it's sports related. But when it gets to music, brother, or Bunny, ma'am, okay, I'm set with my classic rock. I don't need new rock. So, no, I'm not aware of all of this amazing new stuff that is coming in. I'm not whatsoever. Let's get to Jordan Lewis. To me, this is the most fascinating signing that the Jaguars had a week ago because I was under the impression that slot corner was definitely one position on this football team where they felt they were set. Apparently, that's not the case. And I really enjoyed my conversation last week with John Osher about this and his opinion on earning the job. Just because Jerry Jones was aggressive, just because Jerry Jones looks like he has some solid leadership qualities, which is so lacking on this football team. In the 30 years that I've covered the Jaguars, I can't think of a team that had worse overall leadership than this current Jaguars team. Hopefully the 9 players they brought in this past week will begin to change some of that because they really do need leadership. And that was one question that was asked to the newly acquired defensive back, Jordan Lewis.
I talked to Jarian a lot. We trained together in Dallas, and he told me even before I signed, before he knew I was going to be his teammate, he was like, I don't have a vet. You know, I haven't had vets, so I was just, and then when I signed, he was just like, man, I'm willing to do whatever to be successful, man, go out there and have my best year. So he's ready there. He's hungry. He's accepting, my, I felt whatever, type of tutelage that I have for him. He accepts it. He's listening. You can tell that he's actively listening, and he's hungry for it. So I'm pretty sure like him, the rest of the guys are just like that, and I'm excited to just give any knowledge that I can for those guys to be better football players and better men. So that's a role that I'm fully capable of, and I'm ready to accept that responsibility.
Jordan Lewis, who in the slot last year, 606 snaps, 116. He was outside as a defensive back. The feeling is that Jarian Jones is now going to have to compete to win the outside cornerback position opposite Tyson Campbell. And that could change depending on what Jacksonville does in the NFL draft. He said that Jarian Jones told him he doesn't have a vet. He's had vets. He just had vets who weren't good leaders, right? And Ronald Darby wasn't a leader. Ronald Darby, for what it's worth, signed today, $2.5 million with the Houston Texans. I know it's not his position because he's a safety, but Andre Sisco, right? There's a vet. Wasn't a good leader. Called out the team. Said that they quit. Andrew Wingard, he's everyone's favorite blood and guts guy. You can only be a leader in this league if you're a good football player. The rah-rah stuff goes down the drain. At this level, you can only be a great leader if you're a great football player. Andrew Wingard is not a great football player. Andrew Wingard is a role player. And I know he came out and he thinks so highly of himself. He thinks he's Ronnie Lott. He says he's a baller. He says he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. We'll see. I mean, the video don't lie. We'll see. So to me, this is fascinating as to what Jarian Jones had to say. And that's why it is so important that this football team finds some leaders. And when it comes to Jordan Lewis, the only way that he's really going to be able to take over as a leader is if he plays well. If he doesn't, it's going to fall on deaf ears. Daniel Griffiths, who joins us all the time with his analytics, today tweeted this out after the Derek Stingley signing. Okay, I think it was around $90 million over 3 years for Stingley. Stingley allowed in coverage snaps 0.62 yards per coverage. All right, that was third out of 83 defensive backs who were rated in the NFL. The Jaguars secondary, 1.0 for Jarian Jones. That's 44th out of 83. 1.08 for Tyson Campbell, 53 out of 83. What an awful season for Tyson Campbell. To pay him all that money, he didn't even have an interception. Okay? I mean, he got paid, he got overpaid, and he was average to below average. 53 out of 83. He became the highest paid cornerback to never make a Pro Bowl. We all remember the numbers last year. Buster Brown, 1.22, 68 out of 83. Ronald Darby, 1.48 per coverage, per snap. 81st out of 83. Very, very bad year in coverage. Terrible year. And on top of that, this was the worst team in the NFL when it came to pass rush win rate. So I get it. When I say, what is the Jaguars' biggest need? And I double down on the offense and say they have to go get a wide receiver at number 5. If this Ted McMillan legitimately did run a 4-4-8 today, go get a wide receiver or go get an offensive lineman. I understand that just about all of you are saying, no, get Mason Graham. No, get someone in the secondary. Get a defensive player. It's tough for me to argue that point where the material that is there is just awful when it comes to this defense. Just awful. But I'm going to stay with what I've always believed. Outscore them. Outscore them. Beat them 36-33. Have an entertaining Sunday. Feel free to score in the first quarter, okay? That should be like goal number 1 for Liam Cohen. Even a field goal in the first quarter. I mean, feel free to not always be trailing. Feel free to score in your opening drive. Feel free to give your fans at least a 3-0 lead, a 7-0 lead. Let it look at your buddy and say, how about this? We're in a football game. That never, ever, ever, ever happened under Doug Peterson. That whole football organization played what? Played from behind, coming from behind. I'm fixing the offense first. If this kid really ran a 4.48 today, again, Jordan Schultz says he ran a 4.48. Ryan Fowler, the Draft Network, says he ran between a 4.48 and a 4.53. 6'4", 219 with hands. They've questioned his separation speed. They've questioned his route running. I think with good coaching, Edgar Bennett, now the wide receivers coach, I think you can work on route running. There's a lot of things I believe you can improve on, even at this level. There are certain things you can't. But certainly route running to me would be one that you can work on and hopefully get better. All right, let's continue on with that. Grab some more of your thoughts. We're going to take you up until 8 o'clock right here on this Monday night. Best way to join us is the text line. That is 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can get us on YouTube, right? Just go to 1010XL into the night, as well as on Twitter or X. That's Ballou 1010XL.
Now, 1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
The time has come to make a choice.
Mornings
But I want you to know that I'm not a complete brain case, okay?
on 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
At Beaver Chevrolet, we believe your experience should be more than just buying a car. It should be a lifetime of confidence, care, and trust. That's why we're proud to offer lifetime warranties and lifetime customer service. At Beaver Chevrolet, we're not just here to sell you a car. We're here to establish a lifelong relationship that you can always count on. It's simple. You deserve the best and shouldn't settle for less. Visit Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, where we're ready to give you a peace of mind for a lifetime.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
You know, Mr. Chubby's Wings is giving away free beer again this year for the Madness Tournament.
Do they really give you a free pint of Miller Lite for each game you pick right?
Yes, all you got to do is fill out your bracket now at 1010XL.com. The overall winner gets tickets to Welcome to Rockville on Saturday. But for free beer, just download your bracket, print it out, and bring it into any Mr. Chubby's Wings location during the games. Every game you pick right, you get a free beer.
Go to 1010XL.com now. It's the Free Beer Chubby Madness Bracket Challenge. See Mr. Chubby's Wings Facebook for full contest details.
Welcome to ABS Advanced Business Solutions, your local authorized technology partner and home to Xerox copiers.
Advanced Business Solutions.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Get closer to nature.
Trying to get close to these bucks out here.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Faber, and Captain Kirk Walls. The Nimnicht Outdoor Show, presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning, 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Where can we go on Earth to get away from those pesky mosquitoes? The answer next.
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Iceland and the Faroe Islands are the only countries on Earth where there are no mosquitoes.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Transform your bathroom with stunning shower glass from Sky Glass Solutions in Jacksonville Beach. For a free quote, call 904-608-5151 or visit skyglasssolutions.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Now we're talking. Give me some Kendrick Lamar. I mean, this completes me right here. How about Jamar Chase? He becomes the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. He's going to make $1.28 a second on this new contract. He's going to make $76.58 a minute, an hour, or excuse me, per day. He's going to make $110,274 a day. Per week, $774,000, and per month, $3,354,000. That is Jamar Chase. That is insane. That is absolutely out of this world. And you know, you got the deal done with him. You got the deal done with Higgins. I just sit here and I look at drafting Tet McMillan at number 5, which I know is not being received well by you. Most of you believe defense early in this draft, and I get your way of thinking, but I'm hard-headed when it comes to my belief. And this is the way that I would go. Can you imagine having McMillan on one side and Thomas Jr. on the other? And also, in a best-case scenario, those two play so well. Can you imagine what it's going to cost to re-sign them? And you know, we've seen with some recent signings with Max Crosby. We saw the deal with Myles Garrett. You saw the deal that went in last year with Josh Hines out. It's going to cost a ton to sign Trayvon Walker. And I'm not trying to compare Trayvon Walker to Crosby or Garrett. But that's where the agency is going to begin. All right? That's just simple logic, contractually speaking. Just talked about it a minute ago. The biggest surprise for me was the signing of Jordan Lewis, again, because I was under the impression that they were solid in the slot with Jarian Jones. To me, the biggest, as far as a positive, the moves that they made at center, for me, is very appealing, okay? It was time for Mitch Morse to go away. He was not a dominant center anymore. And you certainly need to turn around this offensive line. No question about it. By getting Robert Hainsley is very intriguing. He only had one start a year ago, but James Gladstone really spoke on that and how impressive he was. He was a starter in Tampa Bay. in 2022 and 2023. This is the move that could end up being, in my opinion, the best overall if Hainsley can really settle in at this point in his career. He's, a 25-year-old, and take over the center position. But he was asked last week when these newly acquired free agents did meet with the media on the physical style of the offensive line when it comes to Liam Cohen.
Yeah, I think, again, like using our strengths to the team's advantage. That's what's important to him, and that's how you become good at running the football, not by trying to make your players do things they're not good at. You look at Tampa, how they improved last year. It was, we all bought into the scheme. We bought into them as coaches, and that goes a long way too. It was easy to buy into because of the way it's presented, because it's simple enough to understand but complex enough to confuse others, and it's exciting to be able to take that next step in this same system. Some guys get new systems every year. Some guys stay in the same system their whole career, even though it's rare. I've had a few now, but I'm excited to have another consecutive one and grow in it.
So that's Robert Hainsley, one of the 3 offensive linemen that were added. He is projected to be the starting center for the Jaguars, and they've paid him a very good wage to become that starting center. But that's where the identity of this football team can really change. And to me, this is the best of what we have seen in the very early tenure of James Gladstone and Liam Cohen. Their full-out understanding that they needed to become a much more physical football team on the offensive line. And I know the exact same thing can be said, and it will be said, about the defensive line. There's no doubt. And you really get the feeling that that's going to be addressed, during the NFL draft. But I love this because you've seen it and I've seen it, and it's been very disappointing that in situations where Jacksonville needs to take over, 4th and 1, Doug Peterson went for it on 4th down all the time. 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, and being a physical team where you can rely on running the football. And I think in a lot of those situations, it's going to be Tank Bigsby who gets the ball. Even though 2 years ago, Travis Etienne, led the NFL in yardage after being hit. We also know that 2 years ago, 25% of the time, Travis Etienne was hit at the line of scrimmage or prior to the line of scrimmage. That is such an indictment on poor play by the offensive line. That is why this needed to be addressed. And they have done that. But those are words. The only thing that's going to prove it here is action. And I'm fascinated in the blocking scheme. I'm fascinated by returning players. Are they at a point in their career where they can take it to the next level? Can Anton Harrison become one of the top 15 right tackles in the NFL? Can he become one of the top 10 right tackles in the NFL? He was drafted that way. Walker Little can't stay healthy. I think it was a little bit of a gamble to bring him back. I think Jacksonville, if it plays out and it's a positive, it'll be looked at as perhaps a hometown discount. Walker Little, who, if I was him, I would have left town here in a heartbeat. I can't think of a football player who was treated worse by the former front office and football team than Walker Little, okay? Just terrible. He was their best offensive lineman a year ago in the first 4 games when Cam Robinson got popped for PEDs, and it was all about Cam. Oh, no, Cam's the left tackle. Cam can only play left tackle, and it was just one thing after another. And if I was Walker Little, I would have bolted out of here. But guess what? He didn't think that way. He got paid $15 million a year. Maybe it was more than he would have made in the open market. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Cam Robinson's still available for what it's worth, but he can't stay healthy. If he can, is he going to be able to take it? Dare I say, can he be a top 15 tackle? I'm not talking about top 5. I'm not talking about the best. Like the pressure is to be Trevor Lawrence. Like the pressure is going to be mounting now on Brian Thomas Jr., okay? That's the best of the best. Can Trayvon Walker be a top 10 defensive end? Can Josh Hines-Allen be a top 10 defensive end? Where did I see this? Let me find it for you. This is what is really bizarre. Let me find it. Where did I save it? This is Defensive Player of the Year that you can get right now. Okay. Myles Garrett, 6-1, expected. Aiden Hutchinson, 13-2. That's plus 650. If you don't know what that means, you lay down $100, you win 650 if Hutch gets Player of the Year. Of course, he was drafted behind Trayvon Walker. TJ Watt, plus 750. 800 is Parsons. Will Anderson Jr., all right, drafted a year later, but not as high as Trayvon Walker. 10-1 odds. 16 for Boza. 16 for Crosby. 18-1 for Jalen Carter. Jared Verse is 25-1. You go all the way down to, where the heck is it? Trayvon Walker's 150-1. They even have Travis Hunter, who hasn't even been drafted yet, at 150-1. You can say what you want about handicapping, but they don't play favorites, okay? They list things the way that they believe they are going to happen. Look at, there's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 60 defensive players listed before you get to Trayvon Walker. And this was the top player in the draft. So I'm just trying to, you can look at it in a ton of different ways. And I know he has had double-digit sacks the last couple of years, but the point I'm trying to make, he's not really thought of highly around the NFL. And he's not thought of as a difference maker around the NFL. You look at these numbers, he's a very adequate football player. I mean, he's on here with Harold Landry at 150-1. He's on here with Jabril Peppers at 150-1. Hassan Reddick at 150-1. Brian Murphy at 150-1. Antoine Winfield Jr. at 150-1. DeForest Buckner, not getting any love at all. So, you look at these numbers. You look at Offensive Player of the Year. You look at MVP. You look at Defensive Player of the Year. It's pretty damn accurate if you really study it and you go through it. Not a great support system here. And this isn't a small market deal. Those days are over. This isn't no one knows about Trayvon. They know all about Trayvon Walker. He was the top pick in the draft. Just according to this, he hasn't come close to living up to what they believe this man can do. And here it is, year 4. And every time I talk about Trayvon Walker, I get the obligatory, get it signed now, get it done now. Why? Why would you get it done now? You're going to pay. You really think that he's going to get that much better? Why not let him play year 4 under the final year of his rookie contract? You have about another month to decide. I think it's May 2nd is the day. So you have another 6 weeks to decide whether or not you want to pick up the 5th-year team-only option. Hell yeah, I'd pick it up. I'm not in any hurry with Trayvon Walker. If it hits you at the backside because he gets that good, then it's a mistake you made. But if I've said it once, I have said it 1,000 times. And I feel like at least once a week, I throw it out there. Who's the last Jaguar drafted player who was re-signed, who's come close to living up to the contract? I'm all ears. Outside of Logan Cook, you can't give me one. You just can't. Tyson Campbell, a disaster last year. Josh Hines-Allen, he's more than the numbers. Oh, okay. He wasn't a difference maker. Oh, there was no interior push. Oh, they substituted. Okay, he wasn't a difference maker. He didn't live up to the contract. Walker Little got it midway through the season or three-quarters. Trevor Lawrence, okay, it hasn't officially kicked in yet. So last year's a mirage because it wasn't under the current contract status. But come on. I mean, Trevor regressed. It was an underwhelming season. I'm not saying that it can't get turned around. That's why I am saying go get Ted McMillan and go get more on the offensive line. Continue to build up this offense and find out. If you go get McMillan and you go get another offensive lineman and you put all of these resources into your offense and it still doesn't gel, then you really have to start to look around and say, oh boy, this is a big problem. Maybe Trevor's not the guy. I'm not willing to go down that road yet. Trevor Lawrence dealt with terrible play calling. He dealt with an awful coaching staff. He dealt with no rushing of the football. Okay, I can think of many ways to defend Trevor Lawrence. Go get another receiver. Go get another offensive lineman. Put it all together. Put the best possible offense that you can out there. And then find out whether or not this guy can play. That's it for me. I don't want to be here in a year still wondering. Like I'm doing right now. Like you're doing right now. You're wondering. You have wishful thinking. You want to believe, but you don't know. You pour it all into your offense, and then you find out. Because if it's not working, oh, my God, you got to start all over again. And that is petrifying. Final thoughts are coming up. We call this Into the Night.
1010XL's elite crime-fighting force. Brave fighters from another time, another place. Codename XL Primetime. 2 to 4 weekdays on 1010XL.
Neck pain, back pain, or headache. Shinatri Chiropractic has 4 locations. Westside, 103rd, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
Golfers, grab your clubs. It's time to hit the greens for a great cause. Join UF Health Jacksonville for their inaugural golf classic on Friday, April 25th at the beautiful Amelia River Club with a shotgun start at 9 a.m. Enjoy a premier golf experience while supporting UF Health Jacksonville. Bring your friends, build your foursome, and get ready for a day of fun, competition, and giving back. Don't wait. Sign up today at ufhealthjacks.org/golf. See you on the course.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Offices in Jacksonville. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
It's the Mr. Chubby's Bracket Challenge going on now at 1010XL.com. Print your bracket and bring it to any Mr. Chubby's Wings during Live Madness games. Get a free Miller Lite for each game you pick right. Top prize Saturday passes to Welcome to Rockville.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the 2024 Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards. And it's easy to see why. I go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the new Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Plumbing problem? AC acting up? Septic tank trouble? Don't waste time calling 3 different companies. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. We offer plumbing, septic, and air conditioning services, making it easy for you to work with one trusted company and one simple build. Every department has highly skilled experts trained for the job. For fast, reliable service from a company that does it all the right way, call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com.
The hoops action continues on the first Friday of the tourney. Watch the madness with 1010XL and enjoy madness specials all day long. Starting with helmets and heels, live from Big Dog Sports Restaurant on Blanding. Then join XL Primetime at Barley and Pie in Fleming Island. The Frangie Show will be at String Sports Brewery in Jacks Beach. And finish the day with Into the Night with Rick Ballou and Hacker After Dark at Top Dog Tavern on Old St. Augustine Road. Now that's the way to celebrate hoops.
I can't believe it! Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
If you'd like to spend your spring and summer at the ballpark, plan to attend the Jumbo Shrimps Job Fair March 18th at the Five Star Ballpark. You can learn about the positions offered at jackshrimp.com.
The Wounded Warrior Project provides what medicine and technology can't: community, counseling, and a second chance. Find ways to help at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Dreams Come True is the only local wish-granting organization giving dreams and special times to local children battling life-threatening illnesses. Find out how you can help at dreamscometrue.org.
Builders Care is looking for volunteers, and there are so many ways you can help. Find out how at builderscare.org.
Canines for Warriors provides veterans with lifelong companions in one of their highly trained service dogs. If you know a veteran who could benefit from a companion or simply want to support, visit caninesforwarriors.org.
You can find out how to share your community event at 1010XL.com.
Pick it here for Bow 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bow 9. Visit Bow 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bow 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Rory Mcllroy wins the Players' Championship for a second time. He did it during a 3-hole playoff early on this Monday morning. J.J. Spawn fell into some trouble on 17, where he put his ball in the water. So Rory went birdie, bogey, and bogey for a 13, did Rory Mcllroy, but it didn't matter. Spawn went par on number 16, make that a triple bogey on 17. He didn't even complete the 18th hole. He did surrender to Rory Mcllroy. Be an interesting month for Rory. He will become a Grand Slam winner if he can get it done next month at the Masters. Of course, he has 2 PGA championships. He has won a United States Open, a British Open. His best finish ever at the Masters was in 2022, where he did finish in second place. Hey, college basketball tournament coming up Thursday. Actually, it begins tomorrow night, but Thursday and Friday night. We'll be at Mr. Chubby's down I-10 West. I'll give you the exact location. I think it's off Chafee Road on Thursday night, and then Friday night at Top Dog right there in Bartram. So That is where I will be both Thursday and Friday from 6 until 8. Great time of year with the NCAA tournament coming up. No question about that. I also want to remind you before we, in fact, do get out of here that there still is an opportunity for you to play in the Champions of Hope Charity Golf Challenge, which is coming up on March 31st at Marsh Landing. It's going to be at the Lone Warrior Foundation. They are hosting it, the Lone Warrior Foundation, but it's for Champions of Hope Charity, and we're going to support single-parent families in their fight against cancer. It's an opportunity to win incredible prizes. Wait till you see these prizes, all right? But more importantly, we will bring meaningful hope and support to the lives of those families affected. Lone Warrior Foundation is where you need to go. That's lonewarriorfoundation.com. You want to play in a foursome? You can. You want to play an individual? Just you yourself? You can. You want to sponsor a hole? You can. It's an incredible cause, really, and I'd love to see you out there. I also know that Marcus Stroud, Aaron Beasley are going to be there, and after the round is two of the, really Jaguar greats. If you've never had an opportunity to meet either one of the two, they're going to stick around during the putting contest, and you can snap a photo or ask for an autograph or whatever it is that you want, or maybe just say hi to two of the greats defensively that have played here. So that'll be a part of it as well. That'll be all coming up on March 31st at Marsh Landing. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely looking forward to that. Hey, as we do wrap up, I thought it was cool for a couple of Jacksonville folks to really get paid today. The Danny Walker story is absolutely sensational. I mentioned earlier in the program, this guy was an alternate. When, it was announced that, how come I keep forgetting who asked out? Jason Day. Jason Day got ill. The call went to Danny Walker. So he was in town, right? And he actually calls Jacksonville his home. Last year worked out at the Town Center. He was the spectator at the 2024 Players Championship. They call him in. The guy comes out, posts a 66 on Saturday, ends up being tied for sixth place and made $843,000. That is pretty incredible there for Danny Walker. The other story, which really hits it home for a lot of people, is Bud Cauley, who is from Jacksonville. Of course, played his college golf at Alabama, but he was in that very serious accident. Broke several bones in his body. I believe he also had a collapsed lung. I mean, it was just really bad for Bud Cauley. And, for him to be able to bounce back and perform well at this tournament. Yeah, he let it get away a little bit yesterday, posting a 74. He was one of three golfers, along with Danny Walker and Corey Connors, to shoot a 66 on Saturday. But anyway, two good stories there. Some local guys both brought home $843,750. And more importantly, perhaps not more importantly, but also a great deal of significance, they added 250 points to the FedEx total. So moving in the right direction, no doubt about it. Those young two. All right, rest of the week going to be just outstanding. We'll have more on the Jaguars coming up tomorrow. It's time to get some more thoughts in on the NFL draft. So we'll begin with that on Tuesday night show. Also got to begin to look ahead at the college basketball brackets, right? It feels like a lot of chalk this year, but also some blue bloods seeded, differently than they normally have been. Some of these 6, 7, 8 seeds are typically for smaller conference teams, but you got some blue bloods nestled into that this year. So I think that creates the most exciting part of this year's bracket. We'll begin to talk about that. Plus, baseball starts tomorrow. Are you kidding me? In Tokyo, right? Is that where they're playing? That'll be, let me see,
tomorrow,
Tuesday.
6 a.m.
Yeah, it's 6 a.m. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Tokyo Dome in Japan, Dodgers and Cubs. Major League Baseball starts at 6:10 tomorrow morning. Jeff Prosser will have it for you. That's going to do it for us. Thank you to Dylan Denmark. Appreciate all of you joining in on this Monday. My name is Rick Ballou. We're back on Tuesday at 6 o'clock.